I think we were first to market in the universal style of being able to take any charger.
Clever.
We really, really pushed on attending events like this, the CEF Tech Talks, and building our brand. And I think that kind of sets us apart. And the other big thing is we're installers as well. We've got a sister company, EV Wales. And as they do installs, they come up against the common problems that need to be solved.
So you know what the problems are because you're dealing with them.
Yeah.
And then you go and fix it in Nottingham and start flogging it around.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to another CEF Tech Talking podcast. This week we've got a right treat for you. We have just finished the Tech Talk at Cheltenham. We've got to get out of the way because there's a pretty big race meeting going on in a couple of weeks. They're getting ready here, isn't
The horses are coming in.
And this week we are joined with, who are you? What do you do?
Jimmy Cowley from EV Tower.
EV Tower, right. So you've been following us around the country doing these Tech Talks. How you found them?
Really good. We're quite a new company, so the exposure's been brilliant. Getting our products in front of a lot of different people from all over the country, which is what we need.
Yeah.
Even the guys at CEF, the reps, it's good for them to see the products as well. So
yeah,
it's about building brand awareness.
We forget about that. When we're in here talking, they're out there showing their wares off to the CEF staff. So they're doing all that.
Yeah,
they get a great chance to see all them, don't you?
That's it, yeah. You meet the branch managers and the regional managers, so it's really good.
So EV Tower, we've done one of these with EV Block, haven't we?
We're trying to work this one out. So you're the tower.
Yep.
Where do you fit in? What's your product?
So it's originally from Nick, one of the directors, being an installer of EV charge points.
Okay.
He noticed that some of the products that were on the market weren't very user-friendly, so we've tried to design a product that you can fit any charger, AC charger on the market onto as easy as possible, as quickly as possible.
So So EV Tower is what?
It's a metal pedestal.
Okay.
It's just a post. It's modular, so there's different mounting options for the base. The post is the one consistent, and then you change the top plate for any of the chargers on the market. So it's Easy, Savardis, Podpoint, Rolex.
Oh, you've got them all, haven't you?
Yeah, it's universal to pretty much every single one. So we have a bespoke plate that's got all the rivets fitted. So the idea being the installer turns up with his toolkit and just bolts it on. Doesn't have to do
And is that they've agreed to all that? Have they,
Yeah.
We
support a lot of them.
Your product.
Yeah, when we first started, it was a new product. It's hard to sort of build relations. But we've got OEMs coming directly to us now. Savardis, we make the maxi pillar for them. Zaptec, they take a lot from us, and it's growing all the time. So yeah, there's some really interesting projects in the pipeline.
So we've got, I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, there's about 6 EV manufacturers in the exhibition that come round to Tech Talks. So I could turn up, pick one of their bit of kits.
Yeah.
My client says I want it normally in the middle of a car park somewhere.
Yeah.
You've got no wall to put it on. It's your bit of kit that is the bit that comes out the ground, is it?
That's it, yeah. So
right, got you.
You mentioned Trevor's EV block, that will sit below ground.
Yeah.
And our post sits directly on top of it.
Now the collaboration between you two, that's fortuitous, isn't it? You didn't plan that.
No. Just
how'd that come about then? I mean, who came first?
Kind of met over LinkedIn. LinkedIn's been huge for us in building a brand awareness, and we kind of got messaging on there, Nick with Trevor, and it's just progressed to the point he's done a bespoke block for our pedestal.
Yes, we saw that, didn't we? So this is really, so your stuff, do you get much domestic? I imagine It
was surprising how much when the grant was available up until March last year we did. It surprised us as well. But since the commercial grant started, that's where it's really sort of kicking off.
Because I can imagine if I want one domestically, they're normally on the side of the house, aren't they? However, if you want a drive and you want it the other side of the drive, I can imagine that would be a great solution, is having something like you guys have got.
That's it. And it future-proofs it as well, because you may put one brand of charger on this year, but in 3 or 4 years' time when you're more likely, all the new features and things that are coming out, the chargers are changing. It's just changing the top plate.
So you can just change that top plate.
Yeah,
All the connections stay the same.
Exactly. You haven't got to take up the whole pedestal.
So does your pedestal allow for the wiring to go internal?
Yep. So we've got a few different options. There's what I call our essential post. It's a welded post. There's just a 80 by 80 box section, so you can take the cable straight up the centre.
Okay.
Then the premium tower, EVT15, that allows you to have the option of glanding armoured cable off in the bottom. And then there's a connection rail, and then you can use like a HO7 flex cable to go up to the charger. It's much easier to work with.
Yeah.
So when you're on commercial, you generally use an armoured cable. To try and work that, it's not easy. So having the glanding plate, then a connection rail, it allows much easier.
So how many different versions of the tower have you got?
There's 4 currently, but we're hoping to bring out another 2 before fully charged in March.
And what's the difference between the ones that you've got?
So one of them, like I said, is fully welded.
Yeah.
So that you can't take the base off. The next one is detachable, so you can change between a root mount, surface mount, wall bracket, and obviously have the glander plate. The third one is the floor to ceiling. So that's very bespoke for multi-story car parks. It's a bit big to bring round on the phone with us.
That's why we're not sitting here.
Yeah, it's about 2.5 meters tall to 3 meters, but it's adjustable in height. So if you've got a multi-story car park, you can bring the cables off the top ceiling, land them into outpost, and then they run it again down the box section into the back of the charger. It's all hidden, all safe, secure.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because you have to, in car parks now, like, you have to look at vandal proof, don't you? Make it absolutely rock solid. Otherwise, if they can nick it, they will.
They will.
Yeah, that's it. And then the fourth one is the one that's still in development at the moment. That's going to be sort of like a three-phase tower where you'll be able to put a 24-way enclosure inside it. And then any installer can figure it how they want, because some will need pen protection, some don't. Some mid-meters, all sorts of different ways. So they'll get an empty enclosure. They can configure it however they want with the switchgear.
Are you still finding that the market is a bit still like the Wild West? There's so much innovation going on.
Yeah.
You've got to account for all the possible changes in the future.
Yeah, exactly that. And that's why having something that will take an enclosure that can be configured however the installer sees fit. Because again, installers have different ways of doing things. There's no set way at the moment. So it allows them the flexibility to configure it how they like.
Now, I've seen on your stand, you don't just do the bit of kit that comes out the ground.
Yep.
You also do some barriers that protect and stuff like that. Is that right?
Yep, that's it. So our factory's based in Nottingham, and we can pretty much do anything metal
I
work-wise.
can tell by the accent.
Well, yeah.
Clearly a Nottingham boy born and bred, isn't he? Yeah.
We're based in Swansea. The manufacturing plant is Nottingham. Also, it's good we get to wear the Made in Britain logo.
Yeah.
We've got that. It's quite important.
Is that
at
a
the
selling
moment.
point,
Massively
do you think?
important,
Do
yeah.
people
I think
really
so.
buy Made in Britain stuff?
Yeah, and especially since customs and things like that have gone through shipping. I think that's where we've noticed some of the OEMs coming to us. They were importing, but it's more cost effective now to buy in the UK. And
So
also,
it's nice to know where it's come from, isn't it? If you can say
Well,
it's
it's
come from
great.
over there, it's great. You can actually
It's the
make a visit.
future, isn't it?
Yeah.
We can become a manufacturing nation again. I mean, that's what we need to be. So it's just brilliant. Yeah.
and with the industry of EV, the carbon footprint of shipping things across the world.
True, yeah.
You know, it's like
Yeah.
companies are taking that on board as well. It's better to source it as local as possible.
In fact, if you're looking at your sustainability as a company and you're looking to change your fleet over to electric, you're going to be putting chargers in. This is a sustainable solution because it's made in the UK, isn't it? So so you've got that advantage as well.
And the future proofing, with it being universal to chargers, they can easily change the charger over time. So you're not ripping out charger pedestals every few years as you change brand.
Oh, got you.
So you've sort of got to your solution. Where's your innovation? What do you aspire to? What could you improve next?
Who knows? We didn't. When we started, we thought, again, that was the original welded post, a couple of holes,
and that was it.
riveted, and that was it. I think we're on revision 19 now. Things like earth studs being added on the post, the glanding option, the connection rail. We're looking at building a quad tower, so you'll have 4 rather than at the moment we can only do 2. So yeah, there's plenty of room to go.
So there's plenty of room to grow.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think so. And again, like you say, is what the chargers can offer. We'd love to have a good on the route of being able to include touchscreen and things like this. Yeah. there's
And what
lots.
about competition? I mean, these two products seem to be sort of innovative. So are there people out there doing similar stuff? Or
Yeah, as in any industry, there's competition, but I think we were first to market in the universal style of being able to take any charger.
Clever.
We really, really pushed on attending events like this, the CEF Tech Talks, and building our brand. And I think that kind of sets us apart. And the other big thing is we're installers as well. We've got a sister company, EV Wales. And as they do installs, they come up against the common problems that need to be solved.
So you
by
know,
Pedestal.
so you know what the problems are because you're dealing with them.
Yeah.
And then you go and fix it in Nottingham and start flogging it around.
Yeah.
So do you help with? So if I get a job, would you help come out and survey it and say what solutions are available?
Yeah, we're definitely there to support companies like CF. The branch guys working in the branches, they can call us,
They can, yeah.
discuss what the problem is. We're quite lucky, again, we can do anything bespoke. Price is obviously driven by quantity, so one-off products.
Yeah.
Like the floor to ceiling, that started as a one-off. We've now got 50 in stock because it's proved to be a popular option. But that initial one-off...
So if there is a particular requirement
Yeah,
and
we
they come to you with it, you will try and put something together that will
Exactly.
sort it.
Is that through site visits? You do site visits, do you, as well?
Yeah,
to
we
help
can
out?
do. We have done them in the past. We
Yeah.
went to the floor to ceiling was in London for a Waitrose. So we went to site, saw it, came back, did the plans, designed, manufactured,
Great.
installed. So, yeah.
And so, one thing on these barriers, you can make the barriers branded, can't you?
That's it. Yeah.
So, you know, the barriers we've spoken about when we're doing our EV talk, you guys can have that welded on with your own branding on it.
Yeah.
So
the plates are changeable.
that's it.
So as long as we get a vector file of the logo, we can get our CAD man to put that onto the plate. We'll send a render to the customer to approve, and then it goes into manufacturing. And again, within 2 to 3 weeks, we can generally turn those around.
So you could have anything on there. Really. You could have visitor car parking or
Yeah,
Give an
couldn't you?
idea to listeners of scale. If they've got a requirement, say, of 10, that's acceptable. You'll brand up 10.
Yeah, we've done ones, 2s, 5s, 20s. So we can literally, it's the price then. But obviously it depends on the customer. If they want it, they
can have it.
have it. Yeah.
Yeah. So how do we get access to you then and the team? Is it through the CEF network?
Yeah, exactly that. We're on the system with CEF. We've got a couple of branches that are really supporting us with buying our products and pushing it. The more events we do like this, we're finding we're getting more phone calls from your guys to ask, quote in, things like that.
Yeah.
So it's a knock-on effect. But again, like I say, we have told customers they can come directly to us to spec a job. We'll tell them what they need. They go to the branch, order it, and it's done.
It's nice and clean.
Fantastic.
Yeah. It sounds really good. So why would you not really? If you're looking for a solution then that is going to pop out the ground, we've done EV blocks, this is EV towers. I can't think, it's making it a bit easy, isn't it?
You are making it a bit too easy.
Well, I think the other thing as well is I should mention is the stock holding. We keep everything in stock, so it's next day delivery. I know we get
That's
often
a point,
get a phone
Does it
call.
come from us or from you?
We drop ship, but some of the branches are holding stock as well. So
Yeah.
it's again,
That's a point because it's a big old bit of kit, isn't it?
yeah.
It's very big.
Yeah.
But we get it around. It does it.
There you go. You've got solutions for everything. They are making it a bit too easy, aren't they? Well, thank you very much for your time.
No, I
Nick.
really
We've got to
appreciate
pack down and we've got to get on to another one of these. Amazing tech talks. I think we're off to Newcastle next. aren't we?
Newcastle next.
So that's a bit of a way for you, isn't it?
I know.
A Swansea
Compared
boy.
to Scotland last week, it's nothing.
Well, thank you very much for your time taking it out.
very
And
much.
thanks for supporting Tech Talks. And thank you, if you like this CEF Tech Talking podcast, like, share, tell everyone about it, tell everyone how good Jimmy is and knows all his bit of kit that he's got. And we'll see you again at another CEF Tech Talking podcast.